In this video, I'll show you how you can quickly modify your selected MIDI using the edit play style and a mount knob in Superior Drummer 3. So I have the Decades expansion library loaded with some MIDI from that same expansion library, and we have the default kit loaded here. I have a couple MIDI blocks. The first one is simply a groove, no fills, and we're going to select it. And we can double click, right click, or go into the edit play style from this little toggle at the top. Let's first take a quick listen. So we're going to take that groove and modify it using the amount knob. Now the amount knob will work on whatever is currently selected. Right now it's the bass drum. If I turn up the amount knob or turn down the amount knob, I will add or remove notes for that instrument, the bass drum in this case. And Superior Drummer 3 does this intelligently based on an algorithm that's analyzed tens of thousands of drum grooves so that what it adds and what it removes has some musical context. So I'll go ahead and turn up and turn down the bass drum dial so you can hear what that sounds like. And we can do that with any instrument. If I select the hi-hat, I can do the same thing. So I brought the bass drum back to where it was. And I like that where I've added some more 16th notes, but you can actually hear in the hi-hat, as you add more of the amount knob, you actually get different rhythmic values. There, we're starting to get some 32nd notes in there. So I can slow down this groove so you can hear that a bit better. And I can even bring it down to the point where we get rid of the 16th notes and we basically have an 8th note hi-hat pattern. And of course we can do that with the snare drum too, but for one more example, let's select the hi-hat, snare, and bass drum all together because we can use the mount knob on all of them at once. So we could use it on individual instruments to add or remove notes, or add or remove notes for everything. So you can begin to see the flexibility here of how we can manipulate this groove. So I shift clicked all of the instruments, and I'll add and remove with the amount knob. I wanted to go relatively extreme there, both adding notes and removing them. You can see that we come up with a completely, almost different groove as we add more notes. Now again, if it's too much, for example, there's a lot of snare hits there. As I really push this amount knob up, let's take a listen again. But that's okay. I can select just the snare drum and turn that back down to bring back some of that busyness for the snare drum. And then that might be nice balance. So again, several different ways to utilize this amount knob and edit play style on individual drums or all the instruments within the selected MIDI. And you can both add and remove MIDI notes to adjust your grooves and create more complex or simpler drum tracks, all within Superior Drummer 3.